Welcome to Haunting Stories. Scary stories await you. Have fun and enjoy yourself.
Title: The Haunting of New Year's Eve. The anticipation hung thick in the air as we prepared for our New Year's Eve bash. Our home was transformed into a lively hub of celebration, adorned with colorful decorations and the promise of a night filled with laughter and joy. Friends and family gathered, their excitement contagious as we counted down the final moments of the year. As the clock struck midnight, cheers erupted, and amidst the cacophony of revelry, a sense of foreboding crept into my mind. A chill seemed to settle in the room, unnoticed by the jubilant crowd. Ignoring the unease gnawing at me, I joined in the festivities, embracing the promise of a fresh start. Hours passed in a blur of dancing, toasting, and joyous embraces. But as the night wore on, an unsettling stillness pervaded the house. Laughter became subdued, conversations turned hushed, and an inexplicable tension gripped us all. I excused myself from the crowd, seeking solace in the quiet of the empty corridors. The house seemed different, subdued as though holding its breath. Shadows danced along the walls, elongated by the dim glow of the fading party lights. A faint whisper echoed through the hallway, barely audible yet unmistakably chilling. I spun around expecting to find someone, yet the corridor remained empty. Unease coiled in my stomach, a growing sense of being watched by unseen eyes. I ventured further, my steps hesitant, drawn to an eerie sensation emanating from the heart of the house. The whispers persisted, taunting me with their unintelligible murmur. It was as though the very walls were conspiring to unravel my sanity. As I neared the grand staircase, a sudden gust extinguished the flickering candles lining the banister, plunging the corridor into darkness. Panic surged within me, and I fumbled for my phone, using its feeble light to guide my way. The whispers grew louder, swirling around me in a ghostly chorus that seemed to resonate from every corner. I called out to the others, my voice lost in the haunting symphony that filled the air. Then, a figure materialized at the foot of the staircase, an apparition, its features shrouded in darkness, yet its presence unmistakably chilling. Frozen in terror, I watched as it beckoned, a spectral hand outstretched, drawing me closer with an otherworldly pull. Against my will, I found myself descending the stairs, each step heavier than the last. The party above had fallen silent, swallowed by the eerie aura that enveloped me. As I reached the bottom, the figure vanished, leaving me in a room draped in shadows. Faint whispers surrounded me, weaving a tale of forgotten sorrow and restless spirits. I stumbled backward, searching for an escape from this spectral nightmare. But the room seemed to twist and contort, its dimensions warping into an unrecognizable maze. Desperation clawed at me as I tried to find the exit, but the walls shifted, trapping me within their spectral grasp. A cold breeze brushed against my neck, accompanied by a voice, a haunting lament that echoed through the room. "Release us," it pleaded, a chorus of sorrowful tones that sent shivers down my spine. I pressed against the walls, seeking a way out, my heart pounding in terror. And then a blinding light pierced the darkness, a beacon of hope cutting through the spectral maze. The room convulsed as if in agony, before snapping back to its original form. I stumbled out, gasping for breath, finding myself back in the now silent party. Confusion clouded my mind as I searched for any sign of the spectral horror I had just experienced. But there was nothing. The house stood silent, its secrets buried in the shadows. I rejoined the gathering, shaken to the core, unable to shake off the chilling ordeal. The night continued, but the echoes of that haunting encounter lingered, a reminder that some mysteries are best left undisturbed, especially on the cusp of a new year. Title: Frozen Echoes. The winter retreat by the lake promised solitude and serenity, a chance to escape the chaotic world and embrace the tranquility of nature's icy embrace. As I arrived at the secluded cabin nestled amidst the snow-laden trees, the biting cold cut through me, a reminder of the isolation that awaited. The house stood as a solitary figure against the stark landscape, its wooden exterior weathered by time and the unforgiving elements. Inside, the air was heavy with the scent of aged wood, and a quietness so profound it seemed to muffle even the softest of sounds. Days stretched into a monotonous rhythm of solitude. The frozen lake lay silent and still, its icy surface a mirror reflecting the desolation that surrounded the house. The only companions were the howling winds that swept across the barren landscape, their mournful cries echoing through the empty rooms. As night descended, the isolation took on a haunting quality. Shadows danced on the walls, elongated by the feeble light of the fireplace. The creaks and groans of the old house seemed amplified, filling the air with an unsettling symphony that made my skin crawl. On one particularly frigid night, a blizzard descended, cloaking the cabin in an impenetrable veil of snow. The wind battered against the windows, rattling them as if demanding entry. I huddled closer to the fireplace, seeking solace in its dwindling warmth, trying to drown out the eerie sounds that reverberated through the empty rooms. As I lay in bed, sleep eluded me, stolen by the unsettling atmosphere that permeated the house. The clock ticked in an agonizing rhythm, each sound magnified in the silent night, and then a faint whisper, so indistinct at first that I dismissed it as a figment of my imagination. But the whisper persisted, growing louder and more distinct, carrying words I couldn't comprehend. It seemed to come from the walls themselves, as though the very wood held secrets it longed to divulge. My heart raced, and a cold sweat coated my skin as I strained to make sense of the spectral utterances. I followed the sound, tracing it to the attic, a place I'd avoided, shrouded in darkness and memories long forgotten. The wooden staircase groaned under my weight as I ascended, each step an echo in the silent house. The attic was a chamber frozen in time, filled with forgotten relics of years gone by. Dust-covered furniture and forgotten trinkets lined the walls, but my attention was drawn to an old ornate mirror tucked away in the corner. Its surface was clouded and frosted, as if refusing to reflect the present. I approached hesitantly, my breath misting the glass. And there, within its depths, I saw a figure, a spectral silhouette that mimicked my movements yet bore a haunting emptiness in its eyes. A chill seized me as recognition dawned. It was my own reflection, but twisted, devoid of life and consumed by a haunting pallor. I stumbled back, my heart pounding in terror, but the figure remained trapped within the mirror's confines, reaching out as if seeking release. The whispers crescendoed, a chorus of spectral voices pleading for salvation, their sorrowful tones reverberating through the attic. "Set us free," they implored, their words etched with a yearning for release from their frozen prison. I fled the attic, the haunting echoes pursuing me as I descended the staircase, my mind reeling with fear and confusion. The blizzard outside had intensified, its fury matched by the turmoil within me. Hours passed in a blur of terror and disorientation. When morning broke, the blizzard had ceased, leaving behind a pristine blanket of snow. I packed hastily, eager to escape the chilling grasp of the house by the lake. As I drove away, the cabin grew smaller in the rearview mirror, but the haunting whispers lingered, a frozen echo etched into my memory. The chilling encounter at the lonely winter house by the lake would forever haunt my dreams, a spectral reminder that some echoes of the past are best left undisturbed.
Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey through the unknown. If you enjoyed this spine-tingling tale, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. Your support fuels our passion to unearth more terrifying stories. Stay tuned for more bone-chilling content, and until next time, may your nights be filled with thrilling nightmares. Subscribe, like, and embrace the darkness with us.